What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Bon Jovi, and we're going to begin going through a greatest hits compilation. Thank you again to Michaela, not only for providing this, but also the These Days album and the personal selection of tunes before that, not to mention Richie Sambora's catalog. But the first track on this greatest hits compilation is a phrase I'm familiar with, but I think just as a saying. I don't think I've heard the song, though when I looked at the title, Livin' on a Prayer, I thought, oh, maybe I know this, because again, that phrase is very familiar to me. But it is an expression people say, meaning where you're in a precarious situation, probabilistically you are more likely to fail, or you're right at the end of your options or possibilities, and so the only way you're staying alive, the only way you're getting through things is on a prayer, an appeal to the supernatural, maybe some form of divine intervention. So to be living on a prayer is not to be in an ideal situation, but at least you are still living, and almost, defying belief, you're somehow still in a condition where there's at least hope, there's at least a possibility that you can get through things. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of potential there for some narrative storytelling. Let's give it a listen and see what I can pick up, and on the small possibility that I am familiar with it. This is Bon Jovi, the song is Livin' on a Prayer, and it's the first tune in a greatest hits compilation which has over 20 tracks in it, which I'm very much looking forward to. Although, as I look at the very end, These Days is in here, so maybe there's at least a couple that I will have heard before. In any case, here we go. Bon Jovi, Livin' on a Prayer. fire, especially in the back half of the tune, really on a high level. And yeah, like the song starts, and I'm like, I don't think I know this. It doesn't sound familiar. And I was, what's the right word? Like surprised, but almost like thrown a bit by those. I don't even know what it was. Was it like a synth? It was like a vocal synth that there was like this weird like vocal. It wasn't the bass line because there was a proper bass line underneath everything, but yeah, there was kind of this weird like vocal bass rhythm in the tune, which was more noticeable like in the verses or at the beginning of the track. But yeah, that took me for a surprise. And just overall, I would say there were more like keyboards in this one than in most of the songs I've heard from them. Definitely, there was some big keyboard chords. Also, there was like a tension string kind of keyboard chord like running behind. And so, yeah, it definitely felt like less blues rock and more big kind of like stadium rock is I guess the best phrase I could think to describe it with. Definitely, I caught some of the lines. I mean, he's saying like we're halfway there, take my hand, and it doesn't like something like it doesn't matter if we make it as long as like we're in it together, essentially. So yeah, I mean, that fits with the idea of living on a prayer. Like you don't quite know what's coming next. It feels like maybe at any given moment the bottom could fall out or things could fall apart, but you're just continuing to go on living on a prayer. So yeah, it sounds like a journey between the narrator and someone else, and I'm thinking of that as a woman, and maybe this is kind of like a metaphor for a love relationship. It's not even or maybe life in general, not necessarily like getting into a car and going on a road trip, though I think maybe that was kind of like the visual metaphor happening here. But yeah, again, if I heard that line correctly, that it doesn't really matter if they make it or not, then it's like, we have today. So no matter what else happens, even if, this run or our prayer comes up short, this is what it's all about, what we're doing right now. So maybe I'm misreading that, but definitely it feels like there's an ongoing story. It's not concluded, and it's not really clear where it will conclude, but it seems like to the narrator that's not necessarily the point. But again, great vocals, like get really kind of hot and fiery in the back half of the tune. And yeah, I just love the power. Now there's still some, epic harder rock guitar in here, both like in the normal flow of the song, and then there was a point in the second half where there was a bit of a solo, not like a big long solo section, but definitely a flourish that stands out in terms of the intensity of the guitar. So yeah, a very cool tune, and in a way different from a lot of these days, which I do enjoy, because anytime you start to get a sense that a band has some different lanes they can travel down sonically, then it becomes exciting, because when you hear a new tune or even a new album entirely, you wonder, will this have both new sounds and continuity? Will it really go in a different direction? Will they kind of get back to their wheelhouse? So yeah, it's just cool to learn more about Bon Jovi. Thank you once again to Michaela, not only for the material, but there's a tour documentary I did a watch along for a few months ago on my Patreon. So if you didn't know that and you aren't interested to see it, it is publicly available over there. So, and one more point. Indeed, I finished shooting the video and I realized I forgot to get back to the point I started my outro discussion with, which is to say, when the song started, I didn't recognize it, but when we got to the chorus, and especially right before the title lyric line, I got a sense of, wait, this is a bit familiar. So yes, the chorus, and again, the line where they say, living on a prayer, that did feel familiar. And I'm guessing it's because it was maybe included in the concert footage from that documentary, the tour documentary I did a watch along for. Let me know if I'm right about that, Michaela. But yes, I suppose it's possible I did and maybe also heard it on the radio back in the day, or maybe in some show or movie. But yeah, the opening and the verses of this felt less familiar, but the chorus definitely resonated with my brain. So I'm assuming somewhere, probably in that tour documentary, I did in fact hear it. In any case, now let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.